It was Cinco de Mayo earlier this week. Let's celebrate. Come on, bienvenidos. Oh, bienvenidos. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Now, before I get into what we're going to be doing today, I have two quick shout outs I want to make. So the first one, primero, is going to go to Haley P. in Miss Deborah's class. Haley, I am so impressed with your charts full of Spanish words. She's got them all lined up in the kitchen counter, I believe is what I saw, and they're amazing. Haley, keep up the good work. I am so proud. And my second shout out goes to Catherine N. in Miss Holly's class. And Catherine has steady been working on my video. She has sent me many pictures throughout this time, and I think she's done every single craft I have out there. So Catherine, I'm super proud of you, and your crafts are so cute, just like you. So keep it up. It makes me so feliz to see that you're enjoying it with me. All right, so on to what we're doing today. So as I mentioned earlier, this week was Cinco de Mayo, and we're gonna do a little Cinco de Mayo themed story time. And before I get to that, I wanted to talk just a little bit about Cinco de Mayo with you. So first thing we're gonna do is just translate that phrase. A lot of us know when we hear Cinco de Mayo, we know it has something to do with Mexico, chips and salsa, some tacos, Mexican music, all that. But let's translate this, right? So the first word we hear is cinco. Cinco is one of our number words. So let's count to cinco junto, together. Ready? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. So the number cinco is 5. Then comes the word mayo. Mayo is one of the months in Spanish, and mayo is May. They're spelled almost exactly alike. So the phrase Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May. It refers to the date. Now, why that date is associated with all those things Mexican, I'm about to explain as well. So a lot of people think that Cinco de Mayo is like Mexican Independence Day, like their 4th of July. It's actually not. That day comes later in the year. That is in septiembre. And if you think that septiembre is September, you're correct. So they actually celebrate that day in September. So what is it about the 5th of May that's a special deal? And that's what I want to explain to you. So 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo, is a very important day because it celebrates an important battle that was fought in Mexico in 1862. It was the battle they had against the French in a town called Puebla. And what's important about that battle and why it became so significant is that that battle, they weren't supposed to win. They were outnumbered by the French, but they rallied together and were able to beat them, and it became a huge day filled with pride. And so we still celebrate it here in the United States, probably more than they even do in Mexico, but we celebrate, and what we think of is it's a great opportunity to just, for Mexican pride, and to just celebrate all things Mexican and celebrate the Spanish language even. And one of the words that's often associated with Cinco de Mayo is sombrero, and that's going to play an important part in the libro that I have selected for us today. And before I show you this libro, I'm going to give another shout out because I found this libro because of some special students I have. So this shout out is to Jackson B. in Miss Frost's classroom and Charlotte B. in Miss Lacey's classroom, because I found this amazing libro because of you. So gracias, and I can't wait to share it with everybody else now that you've shared it with me. So I'm going to show you the cover of the picture primero, and then we'll talk. So here is my libro, and look at that grande sombrero he's wearing. And the title of this libro is El Perro con Sombrero. So I'm gonna bring the camera a little closer and we're gonna talk. El Perro con Sombrero is the título. The author is Kent, Derek Taylor Kent, and the illustrator is Jed Henry. Now, as I said earlier, this story was brought to my attention by some of my students, and they saw it, shared it with me, and I'm so glad they did, because it's quickly become a favorite for me that I definitely will share year after year with students. As you can see here, it says a bilingual doggy tale. So right away we know there are two languages, dos languages, and it's going to be English and Espanol. What I love about this book is not only the story, but the picture. I mean, everything really. It's hard to tell what I love most, but it's a really sweet story. Before we keep going, let's look at that title, that título, a little closer. So sombrero is probably the easiest word in that title. It is a hat, and el perro is a doggy. So it's about a doggy and his hat, right? So let's get into it. Ooh, and I always like to look at end papers. You know, I try and point out different things of the libro that don't always get as much attention as the story itself. In this case, it's what we call end papers. These are so bright and happy. They kind of look like tacos, or maybe Terry's just hungry. But here we go. So here is the perro, doggy. Sombrero, hat, and our story begins. Oh, one thing I'm going to point out. So this book does this, which is great too, is that, I'm going to put this a little closer so you can see, it is written literally one sentence completely in English and then one right after in Spanish. So talk about truly being bilingual, not just a couple of vocabulary words in there. Both languages are featured, which is really cool. All right, so now let's begin. Pepe was a very sad dog. He had no home and no familia to love him. Poor Pepe. One day Pepe was begging for food on the street when a sombrero flew off a balcony and landed right on his cabeza. And look what I'm pointing as I say that, cabeza, your head. He looked so handsome in the sombrero that the grocer gave Pepe a juicy bone. Yum. Then a movie director drove by in a car and shouted, "Cool! A perro con a sombrero? You must be in my movies," he announced. Pepe became the star of many great films. He played a vaquero, a cowboy. He played a romantic cantante, singer. In a comedy, he even ate a habanero pepper. He made a lot of money in those movies. So there's Pepe being a star. Ooh, look at Pepe, relaxing. But even though Pepe had all that, he was still triste, sad, because he didn't have a familia, a family. Lying on his dog mansion, Pepe had no one to pet him or even hug him. Only his adoring fans would give him comfort. So there's Pepe in his mansión, his mansion. And even though he has all that, look at Pepe. Triste. But someone did not like Pepe. Pum, 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 pum. And that was el gato en zapatos. The cat in shoes. El gato en zapatos was the biggest star in the world before el perro con the sombrero came along. He was a very jealous kitty. I should be the #1 star. That dog would be nothing without his silly sombrero. Well, the next day, el gato en zapatos snuck into Pepe's dressing room and stole his sombrero. No. When Pepe arrived, everybody asked, "Where is your sombrero? ¿Dónde está tu sombrero?" And then Pepe saw el gato, the cat. El gato en zapato was escaping through the back window, and Pepe took off after him. Run, Pepe, run! Do you think that Pepe is running despacio or rápido. Rápido, fast. Pepe chased that sneaky kitty through the busy streets, through markets, through movie theaters, through weddings, even parades. Soon Pepe cornered El Gato in a playground sandbox. "Give me back my sombrero," Pepe barked. But then a little niña spoke and said, "Look, Papa, I see a lost dog." So there's the niña, and that's her papa, the girl, and her dad, and they noticed Pepe. Pepe turned and saw a familia. Now, I want you to look at Pepe's face now. Does he look triste? No. He looks feliz. Show me feliz. He saw a familia. There was a mamá, a mother, a papá, a dad, a niña, a girl, and a niño, a boy. "Can we keep him?" asked the daughter. "He can come with us only if he wants to," said the papá. Pepe looked at El Gato with the zapatos, and then he looked back at the familia. So there's Gato with his sombrero, and there's the familia who suddenly wants him. Pepe looked at the Gato and said, "Keep the sombrero," and he jumped into the arms of the small girl. The family took Pepe home, and they pet him and hugged him all day, and they snuggled with him in la noche, at night. What do you think happened to El Gato? Now, I'm going to show you this picture. Look real close and tell me if you can spot El Gato. Do you see him? Boop, 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 boop. He's looking at him through the window. What do you think is going to happen next? I don't know. Let's see. There he is, looking through the window. Oh, look at Gato. So the familia decided to adopt him too. And now they are one grande big familia. Look at that. There's the mamá, the papá, el niño, la niña, el perro, and el gato. And Pepe was the happiest dog in the whole wide world.
I'm going to get a stand-in.
And now they're all wearing sombreros. I love it. El fin, the end. I love that book, and I hope you did too. Now for our craft. Well, I hope you enjoyed that libro as much as I did, because I love it. And what I did today, I'm going to put this right here, because I thought the perfect craft to make for this libro that was called El Perro con Sombrero was to make a perro with a sombrero, a little doggy with a sombrero, a hat. So this is your tarea, your homework, numero uno, number one. So I took, again, things that I have here around the house, toilet paper tube, and construction paper, googly eyes, of course, and I made him. So this is my perro with a sombrero, and I use construction paper to make his orejas, his ears, his nariz, his boca, his ojos, even his little manos down there, and there is the sombrero. So if you want to make your own perro con sombrero, you can. I'm going to put directions on how to do the little perro down below in my description. The sombrero, I just kind of winged and made, and I added some crayons that or colored it with crayons that I had, and then added these little pom-poms. But again, use what you have, okay? My second tarea is to try some Mexican food. Have you ever had tacos or chips and salsa or a quesadilla or a burrito or an enchilada? I probably shouldn't talk about these things when I'm hungry. But try some Mexican food and tell me what you think. Do you like it? Me gusta? No me gusta? Too spicy, too caliente, or just right? And my last tarea is for you to just keep telling me what you're doing at home and how you're enjoying the lessons, and even actually beyond the lesson. I just love hearing from you. I'm still missing you guys a lot. I'm so happy that we continue kind of staying in touch through the videos, and I can't wait to see you again. Until next time, adios muchachos.